Hello students, welcome once again. This time we have to prove that a squared plus bx plus c is equal to the quadratic formula. So let's quickly move on. Now we have as squared plus bx here plus c being equal to 0, where the coefficients of the x squared and that of s and the constant c can be any value. So we can have a, b and c being any value at all. So what we're going to do next is that we are going to use completing of squares to solve this quadratic equation over here. So I'm going to use using completing of squares. So using completing of squares, that's what we're going to use. So first we are going to group the terms of x. So grouping the terms of x, we have s squared plus x here, and then we have a outside, so we have bx. So bx here, then we'll divide here by the constant a plus c being equal to 0. So this can be written as ax plus bx here over a, then being equal to, so let's send this constant to the other side, so negative c, then we divide both sides by a, right? Alright, so this is what we have. Now what we're going to do next is that from completing of squares, what we are going to do is that we are going to half and then square. So if you look at b over a over here, or the coefficients of x over here, we have b over a. So we are going to half the whatever is in front of the x and also square it. So doing that, so we half and square. I'm going to half and square. So half and square, then we have s squared plus bx over a. So let's half, so I'm going to half that, so we have b over 2a, and then again square it, right, on both sides. So c over a, and then b over 2a, and then so half and square on both sides, right? So we half and square on both sides. So this is what we have now. Alright, so in all we have s squared plus b over a x here plus b squared over 4a squared being equal to c over a here, then plus b squared over 4a squared. Alright, so what we are going to do next is that now this has been expanded, right? So we are going to send this back to its original equation before it was expanded. So we have x here, so we take this x here, then also we have b over a, right? B over a, so we have plus b over 2a, because it has been squared. Now when I expand this, I should get that, because when I expand this, it will be x multiplied by itself. It will be s multiplied by itself, which is s squared, then s multiplied by that, then we are going to get that, then another one again. But at the end of the day, the constant over here will be b over 2a squared. Now b over 2a squared is just b squared over 4a squared. So our expansion here is right. Now it will be equal to negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. So we are going to expand this, so let's expand it. So we have x plus b over 2a here all squared. Now over here we are going to solve it. So we have the LCM being 4a squared, then we have this goes into that, we have 4a, then multiplied by c, which is negative, then over here we have just plus b squared, right? So we have so let's continue here. We have s plus b over 2a squared being equal to b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Then what we'll do next is to apply square root on both sides. So we apply square root on both sides. So we say square root of x plus b over 2a here squared being equal to the square root of b squared minus 4ac, then divided by 4a squared. So squared gets rid of the square root. Then we have a plus s plus b over 2a being equal to just b squared plus 4ac. Then over here square root of 4a squared is just 2a, so we bring it out. Remember it is plus or minus because of the square root. So let's make s the subject over here. So s will be equal to negative b over 2, then plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now look at the denominator, they are like, so we can write it in this way, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, then all divided by 2a. So yeah, so this is what we have, and this is the quadratic formula. Thank you very much for joining me in this section, and I'll see you for another section.